Hey, kiddos. I decided to just keep flowing and do a learn with me version of our percent of a number remix because why not? I've already carved out the time to do the last one. Might as well do this one too. All right, so the second way that we were looking at percent of a number was almost backwards. Instead of just being given the percent and the number and solving them, we're being given different pieces of it and finding what's missing from our equation. So the first style of question that we would get is 16 is 20% of what number? So we're being given the answer and the percent, and we have to find the number. So again, we're given the answer and the percent and have to find the number. So if we're searching for the number, step one is still to write our percent as a decimal. So 20%, 20 out of 100, 20 hundredths. Step two is to divide the numbers. We're given the percent and the answer. So we're going to do the opposite of what we would normally do if we were given the number and the percent. So we're going to start off with what is the answer? We're going to divide that by the percent. So 16 divided by 20 hundredths. That means your 16 is going in the house and your 20 hundredths is going outside of the house. Remember what that means with your decimal. We can't have the decimal outside, so we're moving that decimal twice to get it inside. Our answer would be 80. So 20% of 80 would be 16. Okay, so that's step one. We're given the answer, we're given the percent, we have to find our starting number. Step two is when we're given the number, we're given the answer, and we need to find the percent. If this is what we are searching for, then step one is to write it as a fraction. The top is your answer, the bottom is the total number. So whatever percent of 60 gave us 36. So top is the answer, the bottom is the number. Then we're going to multiply that by 100. Okay, so write it as a fraction, multiply it by 100. So 36 over 60 times 100 is going to give us our percent. Before we can multiply that fraction, though, we need to divide it. 36 in the house, 60 outside, times 100 gives us 60%. So 60% of 60 is 36. Let's take a look at some examples. As we're doing our examples, up top in the corner, you're going to have a reminder of the strategy you're using. So you'll see up here in the corner, whoa, can't see that. Let's try this again. Up here in the corner is your reminder that when I want to find the percent, I write it as a fraction and I multiply. So I'm going to ask you to pause the video here. Go ahead and try these two samples and then come back to me when you are ready to solve it. All right, at this point, I'm going to go over the answer. So if you're not ready, pause it. Last chance. All right, what percent of 40 is 32? We start with our fraction. 32 is my answer. 40 is my number. To find the percent, I multiply. So I'm going to put 32 inside the house, 40 outside. When I divide 32 by 40, I'm going to get 0.8 or 8/10. I'm going to multiply that by 100. Remember, multiplying it by 100 means multiply, move it to the right, 100 two times. So when I move this decimal to the right two times, 1, 2, I end up with 80%. So 80% of 40 is 32. Here's my missing percent. All right, question number 2. What percent of 50 is 5? So my answer is 5. My number is 50. I need to find the percent. 5 divided by 50 is 1/10 times 100. Times means to the right. 100 means twice. Move my decimal two times. 1, 2. 10%. So 10% of 50 is 5. We're going to flip it back and forth between the two examples. So this time, Now I'm asking you to find the number. When you have the answer and percent, you divide them. We multiply to find the percent of a number. We divide to find the number. So go ahead and pause. Give yourself a chance to try and solve these. And up top in the corner is your reminder of how. All right, I'm going to go over this one. 16 is 20% of what? Write it out. 16 is 20% of what? Write your percent as a decimal, your number in front. When I set this up, it's 16 divided by 20%. I can't leave that decimal outside. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm really dividing 20 into 1,600. When I do that, I'm left with 80. Okay, so 80%, 20% of 80 is 16. All right, we got there. My goodness. 72 is 90% of what? We multiply to find the answer. We divide to work backwards. 72 is 90% of what? 72 inside, 90 outside. Remember, move it twice. Move it twice. We're really dividing 7,200 by 90. My answer, again, is 80. I made these both the same to keep you on your toes. All right, fresh screen, fresh questions. All right, let's take a peek. Find the percent. As a reminder, when the percent is missing, fraction times 100. Need the percent? Multiply. Go ahead and pause this to give you a chance to solve. All right, going over these. What percent of 60 is 12? 12 is my answer. 60 is what I started with. I'm looking for the percent. So 12 divided by 60 gives me 2/10 times 100. Means I'm moving this decimal 2 spaces to the right. 20%. Question number 2. What percent of 40 is 16? 16 is my answer. 40 is my number. I'm looking for the percent. 16 divided by 40 is 4/10. Times 100 means move the decimal twice to the right. So 4/10 becomes 40%. Any questions? Bring them with you to class. Let's do one more set, and then we're going to stop here, okay? So if I'm finding the number, need the number, divide the number by the percent as a decimal, okay? Go ahead and pause now if you need a chance to solve. All right, 36 is 40% of what? So 36 times 40/100 gives you 90%. Remember, 36 in the house, 40 outside, decimal move twice, fill it in with zeros. It's really 3,600 divided by 40. Last one, 24 is 80% of what? $24 divided by 80/100. When we set that up, 24 inside, add 2 zeros to account for the decimal. Our answer is 30. We're going to stop there. Any questions, bring them with you to class.